Hello, welcome to a tier list for all the heroes in patch 20.2, which is the big buddy update. So a lot of things are gonna change. I think a lot of heroes will become better and worse because of the buddy that they get. I'll be speculating here, putting my thinking hat on and trying to figure out what the new best and worst heroes are gonna be. Keep in mind, I can be wrong, you can have different opinions. Please let me know your thoughts down below if you have different ideas of some heroes. But this is the power level I think every hero will have in the new patch. I hope this will help you out if you're looking to climb some ranks after the reset. So AFK sadly has to be F tier. Hero power is still bad and the buddy compared to other buddies just doesn't put enough stats on the board. Now Akazamsark is a decent hero. Sadly the buddy is really bad. I saw a lot of people comment that, oh, you can get an ice book every turn with like McCaw and just trigger this buddy every time. The buddy gives you death rattle or random secret. But I feel like there's no way the buddy can ever give you an ice block. I don't think that works because how Akazamsark works is you can only get ice block once a game. It would be pretty broken if you can get ice block from the buddy because that means that you could literally go infinite. So sorry, but I have to debunk that myth. You won't be able to just be invincible. And then the buddy is pretty bad tempo. Now for Alakir, I actually have pretty high hopes. I think they're gonna be A tier. Like this meta, they're probably more than B tier. But their buddy is so flexible, good stats, good tech. I think Alakir is actually gonna, see some good amount of play. Then you have Alex has to be F tier, below AFK even, because leveling to tier 5 got harder, so it'll be harder to spike. You'll probably have to stay an extra turn on tier 4, and their buddy is just really bad compared to other buddies. It's a single discover. Now I saw someone say that on tier 6 you can hit guaranteed Kaligos or a Malgadon. Well, if you hit a Malgadon you're pretty sad because you'll only have dragons on the board probably, and if you hit Kaligos you're too slow. You level all the way to 6, a single Kaligos doesn't win you the game. Alex, sorry, but you're gonna get out tempoed. And then Arana, another hero that joins the F tier. I'm starting with all the bad ones, but yeah, she's just bad. Her buddy isn't amazing. It's not gonna make her a lot better. Tempo comps on tier 2 like Party Elemental and Molten Rock or Starless Graph Reaver, I don't think have a good place in this meta. Everything seems very fast, levely, and just high rolling. Now Lord Barav needs to be S tier. They already are a really good hero and their buddy is just gonna make it a million times better. Now if you win your bets, you double the gold that you get. You can just do some insane stuff. Like the gold that you can put out on the board or can utilize here is mental. It's something we've never seen before. So they definitely have to be S tier. Big ol' Swerve, I'll actually put in B tier. Like normally they're C or F tier, but their buddy discovers a card every single turn, which is massive. You also get it pretty early. I think it was a tier 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, could be tier 3. But getting a card super early on every turn from an opponent, it's not something random. Your opponents usually buy good cards. You can steal buddies with this as well. It's from the lowest health, so if you have a high roll in the lobby that just power levels is on low HP, you're gonna steal all of their good cards. The buddy is too good for me to put cat any lower than B tier. Blackthorne also has to be B tier, below the cat. He's a very average hero. Like he has still an okay hero power if you want a power level. Their buddy is actually pretty good in synergy with your hero power and playing Quillboars, but it's very average. It's nothing too high rolly. Now the new hero Brook Khan, I'll put C tier. I think right ahead of Akazamsark, but I think the new hero is super overrated. He is flexible, he's decent, but he doesn't have the high roll potential, doesn't have any other potential other than, some extra abilities and stats in the early mid game. And I guess you can counter the Divine Shields in the late game with your hero power, dealing 1 damage, but then again, you can play Ghoul. And the buddy isn't anything like insane either. Periel, even worse than all of these. It just has to be F tier. I don't think this needs an explanation. And now time for a pretty controversial take. Shenvala S tier. I think this hero is nuts. They are not enabled, sadly, in the next patch. They found a bug with some heroes, with 3 heroes, with Shenvala, Silas, and Kalta, so Shenvala won't be there, but she will be added back in the next patch, and then you will see her win, I think, almost every lobby because you get 3 elementals like Ysera. You can just power level because it triggers your hero power. You can do so much cool stuff. I think this is actually broken. Cookie the Cook, I think, is pretty high up on A tier. Not quite S tier, but the buddy is really good. Cookie is a good hero. You just discover a lot of cards that you get to choose. It's also 2/5 Murloc, so you can poison it and keep it on the board. Cookie is gonna be in a good spot. Katoon, even lower than Cariel, I think. Like the tentacle, sure, it is good tempo. No, is it even good tempo? I don't know. I feel like Katoon is just like unplayable pretty much. One thing I need to mention though is this is for high ranked lobbies mainly. Like I'm talking out of my experience, talking out of what I see in my lobbies and what I see in my ranks. But if you're starting out with the game, or if you're in like 5k or 6k lobbies, I don't have too much experience in there. Maybe Katoon is higher up then, of course. All of these heroes are rated, by players knowing how to play them optimally. Like if you give one of the best players in the world Shanvala or Barav or Khotun or Akazamsark, I think this is how I should order it. Well, if you give someone who has been playing the game for like a week these heroes, then maybe Khotun is S tier and Shanvala F tier. I hope that clarifies how I rate heroes. It's just rated on optimal performance and optimal play and potential. Moving on, we got the Curator. I'm gonna give this guy B tier, sandwich in between these two, cause I think it's a decent buddy. It's a good tempo buddy, has a lot of potential. It's basically, you know, copying the stats that you put onto your amalgam. It's gonna make him better. I think he used to be C or F tier, so he definitely got bumped up a bit. Deathwing also got done dirty. I'll put him, you know, somewhere in the middle of F tier. Definitely not the worst, but his buddy is just super low impact. Dancing Daryl is gonna be probably top of B tier. I think they used to be A tier. Their buddy is pretty good. I think they'll got a decent buddy and, you know, it's decent. But power levels raising so much and gold and triples being so much more important, that is not something Daryl does. So even though this is usually like a top 3 hero, I feel like you will see Daryl's getting screwed over a lot in the new meta. But I think he's a really good hero, close to A tier, but not quite. Bran Dino Tamer, I'll put S. He already is S tier this meta pretty much. With tokens in, you just form so many triples, and a Bran is one of the best tier 5 cards now. Like, Bran has so much utility, so much you can do, especially with amalgams being still, you know, the best endgame in the game. And Egg isn't horrible. Egg is a decent buddy. I don't think it's anything crazy, but it'll just keep Bran good. Then we have this hero, which is the new Avenge one with attack. I forgot his name, but he's definitely going to be B tier, probably at the bottom. I don't see him being that good. He doesn't really provide that much to the game, just copying attack onto something or adding the attack onto a second card. And the Avenge with plus attack is pretty alright, but it's not, again, gonna be game winning or groundbreaking. Edwin, I'll have to put C tier. They just have like a worse buddy than Edwin, I think. It's kind of the same. You can compare it to getting a Peggy. A Peggy is whenever you buy a card, give +1/+1 to a pirate. This is just whenever you buy a card, get +1/+1. And the hero power still sucks, so it has to be somewhere at the bottom of C tier. Now Elise, I saw a lot of people being a big fan of Elise. Sadly, I'll put them, you know, higher up on C tier. But I don't think they're good enough compared to, again, other heroes. Their hero power is still really bad. Their buddy is like alright, but compared to other cards that discover, pretty bad. Eudora, I'll also put B tier. I think their buddy is decent tempo, which is alright, but I'm not even sure if Eudora needed that. I think it's just a hero that you'll play from time to time. I'm gonna pick it over, you know, the new one, for example, but probably not over these ones. And then Finley, usually I don't rate this hero because, I mean, the hero can be any other hero, but now their buddy is different from others, and I think it is pretty decent. I think I'm gonna put it towards the high end of B. I would prefer taking it over the cat and the curator because, again, the buddy has a lot of upside. It's a battle cry, so you can do some cool stuff with Bran. You can have some other cool interactions. You can get 2 golden copies and discover an extra time. So actually, Finley is better than just getting a hero power most of the time. Flurgle, I'm gonna put A tier. Flurgle has been one of my consistent heroes. I think still a really good hero. And the buddy, the normal version seems underwhelming, but the golden versions, or with Bran, then it becomes insane because you can get so many amalgams from this. So I think Flurgle's playstyle might shift a lot from just playing big Murlocs to playing big Murlocs and then going into a bunch of amalgams late game, which I think is really cool, and it's definitely gonna, you know, solidify him in this A tier. Galakrond still has to be A tier. Is an amazing hero. His buddy isn't great. I think his buddy is alright, but compared again to other buddies that have a similar effect, it's just a little bit worse. But he will still be A tier, just towards the bottom. Galewing, I'll just put in B. He's a pretty average hero, I think. His hero power is alright, his buddy is meh, it's alright, it's good enough. He'll see some play. Galewix will still be an S tier. His hero power is still bonkers with like pretty much everything with tokens. Since nothing fundamentally changed about his game, Galewix will still be really good. And his buddy isn't bad either. Like if you spend 15 gold in one turn early on, which is definitely possible, you just get +15 on a card. I will take it. It's gonna help you stabilize and level just even faster. It's an amazing hero with a good buddy, will still be amazing. George, I'm also gonna put him B tier. I don't think he's A tier. Like +2 attack onto your divine shields whenever you use hero power. It's a nice bonus, but it's not something that is massive. It's good. George still has some cool synergies with Gem Splitter and other cards. He'll stay in the middle. Greybow is a tempo hero with a great tempo buddy. That's about it. So, I mean, I'll put him top of C. Guff, dude, Guff has to be bottom of F. Some people see the potential in Guff and think that, you know, you get a 5 and a 6 discover. It's not a discover, it's random. There's a lot of heroes that do that every turn with their buddy or with their hero power. And your hero power still sucks. You still don't really like pressing your 1 gold button. As long as Guff isn't buffed, the buddy is not gonna make him good either. He's gonna still be pretty hard to pull off well. Hooktusk, I mean, without a doubt, stays S tier. As long as the tokens are in the game, as long as Hooktusk has the same hero power, it's always gonna be a good hero. This hero, even if they got no buddy, I think they would be S tier. And their buddy is like pretty bad. It's okay. Like, it makes the Hooktusk even stronger and more consistent, so you'll have more triples with tokens in the mid game. It's not as massive of an impact as some of the others, but it will keep Hooktusk just in the S tier, I think. Illidan, still F tier. I think they have a cool buddy, and I think there's some cool interactions there, but just having no additional temp or gold or triples or just anything whatsoever is still not gonna make you good, I think. Janus, I actually think I put top A. I don't want to put it S, because even in the double token lobby, if you don't find your tokens, things can get really awkward, and even with a token, you can take a lot of hits and miss on your 5s. All heroes like Hooktusk can just miss on tokens and still be fine. Plus, their buddy isn't great either. It gives you some additional tempo, and it's like a mama bear somewhat. But, I mean, Janus is great. Janus is amazing. It barely made it in S tier. I'm gonna put it top A, because I think all the heroes in S tier are just strictly better. And now Jaraxxus, I think, moves to top of B as well. I think Jaraxxus' buddy is just amazing. It's a demon taunt that gives you demon every turn, so it's a better, more consistent, scalable impatient Doomsayer. Even though Doomsayer could give you more a turn, you have to find it. It's tier 4. You need an event setup. So I think it might make Jaraxxus playable. I will take Jaraxxus probably day 1 over most of these heroes behind him. Also, Tempo Demons isn't horrible. It is playable. I see this guy getting some top 3s. Now, Kaltas, probably another hot take, is gonna be A tier. I'll put him all the way at the bottom, but I think his hero power is actually really good. You just get like a free Kaligos buff almost every turn. You need to play a specific comp with him though, and most comps late game cycle a lot of cards. Like with Bran, you buy so many buffs with elementals, with whatever. You will end up triggering your hero power like at least once a turn, which is just continuous scaling on your board if you have a good setup. It's also just decent mid-game scaling for free. So it turns your tempo hero power into something that actually helps you with scaling, which I think is a good snowball effect. I'm gonna put it A tier because I think it could see some really good win rates. Now Craig, I'm gonna put this top of A as well. I think Craig's buddy is massive. Like the amount of gold that can give you in a single turn, the amount of spikes that you can do. I think it is hard though. You might not, like, you might still miss, use all your gold level and die or roll nothing, but the potential is there. I think good players will be able to do some miracle turns on Craig. You need high APM, you do need to know what you're doing, but I'm scared to give people like maybe 20 gold or more a turn. Now we have Kurtros. He was good for a while, but now he's bad because it's not a tempo meta. He just has a pure tempo hero power, and his buddy also incentivizes you to buy more cards, but it's just a worse version of other cards. Like whenever you buy cards, them in the shop get +1/+1, but only for 1 turn, so you barely get value out of it even. I think the buddy is horrible, and the hero power still isn't amazing. So Lich King probably bumps up to A tier. He has a decent hero power that is flexible. You can use on selfs and poisons in the late game. It's good tempo early on, and Arthas just adds to that. You have even better tempo early on. You have even better possible late game scam potential. I think it's really flexible. It's just good, so I'll just put it A tier. Then Lich Bazial will go into A tier, and I'm not sure how surprised people are with this. Some people thought it was going to be really good, and I think I agree. Getting a free Katana tier or Morganis, whatever, to make you immune from taking damage is nice, because free gold from hero power, plus you don't sell damage with weavers, plus every time you would take damage, that thing grows. So there's so many layers to this. You can easily scale up so much, and again, I think demons are gonna be still a decent tempo build, so I think you just force demons on Lich Bazial as well, and you'll be able to get a top 3. And demons can go late game if you triple to Firebat, if you find the necessary tools. So yeah, Lich gonna be playable, I think. Now Maiev seems way too overrated. I'll still put her pretty high in A tier, but I think people are over exaggerating the power level of the buddy, because you get 1 discover as well, basically in 2 turns from hero powering, and a golden, which most of the time is something you don't care too much about, since you don't really hero power a high star unit, since, you know, it's gonna take a while before you actually get it. It's a good buddy. It's still a really good hero, but I don't think it belongs in S tier. And now Malygos, without a doubt, best hero I've ever seen. Like right now, Malygos is actually good. I went on HS Replay and saw that the highest win rate hero is Malygos in high ranks, which surprised me. I haven't looked at those stats in a while, and I can see why. Because with tokens, the triples are so important. You just hero power your tier 1 board, get a billion triples and tempo. If you miss on your 4 drops, just hero power those 4 drops until you hit Avenge. Like I just triple into 4s if I miss a hero power, and eventually you get lucky. Super flexible, and then giving the buddy, which is just, I think, the most insane thing I've seen. You get a Galakrond hero power for free that you can use twice a turn. Oh my god, dude. You can get free 6 drops or random 6 drops every turn on tier 4, for example, or 2 5 drops even. And then we haven't even talked about the Golem buddy yet. So Malygos is just going to be the hero that you face early on with a board full of 6s and 5s and just like obliterate everyone. I'm actually scared. Millhouse also belongs in S tier. They're a good hero. Their buddy is insane, but super hard to pilot. I think a lot of people will struggle with Millhouse, and I think it will be a big learning curve knowing what the best lines is. Is it staying down and finding triples with using the buddy, or is it leveling aggressively and then just snowballing in 5s or 6 drops? You'll have to wait and see, but I'm pretty sure there's loads of potential there to just like steamroll people. Maleficent, I'm actually looking forward to playing her. I'll put her A tier. I think she's pretty good just because her buddy, I think, has a legit build. Like, you can kill off your buddy first, so it's in the Kangaroos pool. The buddy is a death rattle bomb, but for every mech that dies, you deal 4 extra damage, so it's a bomb that scales up, kind of like Jungbot. So you kill the bomb, have all of your mechs die, then Kangaroos resummons the bomb multiple times with Baron, and then all of those deal like a billion damage. I think it's going to be a really cool comp. You'll see some cool clips. I don't think it takes first place, but I think it should be an easy second or third most of the time. Mukla, also F tier. Buddy is just pretty bad compared to others. You get +2/+2 a turn if you use your hero power. That's pretty much it. Now, Mutinous, I think people are sleeping on this. I still think it's an amazing buddy that is just going to allow you to get so much stats on a board. Just stack onto the buddy, you eat the buddy, and it's going to spit the stats onto 2 more cards, like on 1 card and then 2 more. And then we haven't even talked about the golden version yet. Also, I might put it here because it really fits my playstyle, and I think it really just suits me going small boards instead of wide and stacking all the buffs on 1 card. So I think in the right hands, it's still a very consistent hero to play. Now, Master Wen, I still have to put him A tier because he is still a pretty good hero, but I'm gonna put him towards the bottom because his buddy is just not that amazing. It's like a Hookta's buddy, slightly worse, I think, because an extra hero power option is probably not as important as discovering an extra card from tier 1 most cases. Because tier 1 has the tokens, you want to hit the triples, all the other hero option might just not matter at all, and you don't want to keep it on the board for too long. So I think because it's Panda, he will still be good, but slightly worse. Nosdormu, I think a lot of people are overrating this hero. Like, you get basically +2/+2 or +3/+3 on the cards that you buy in the shop. That's it. And then late game, people were saying, oh, you can cycle a lot with recycling Wraith, and then sure, let's say you get like +10/+10 onto a card. Display a Dazzling Light spawn for 2 turns and you will have +10/+10 on all your elementals permanently, not for 1 turn. So the effect that it has is like just a tempo effect, doesn't scale, and can easily be replicated with real scaling. Then the Zoff, I'll put B tier. I think, you know, the buddy is pretty alright. I think the buddy is really good, but the Zoff just isn't a good hero. You just get a fish, which you need to make work, and the buddy is amazing if you hit good death rattle cards. It's a tier 4, you gotta live that long and find a triple, and on Buster it's amazing, on Golden it's amazing. You basically golden a death rattle on your board. But if you don't find good death rattles, you're dead. Like, it's so specific. If you don't find good death rattles, you're screwed and you probably die. So it can high roll, but I see it also low rolling a lot. And now Omu, I will put S tier. I think the buddy is actually still really good. You just power level, play the game as normal with Omu, and then on high tiers just start farming some random high star cards and start killing people. Patches, I'll also put high up in A tier. I actually believe Patches is still a good hero. He also still, as of right now, has a good win rate because Pirates is in a decent spot. I thought I would never say it, but Pirates, if you know what you're doing, they have potential, and their buddy is so great. It's flexible because you can use it on anything, not a pirate. It just buffs something for every pirate you bought this game. So if you find a Hydra, play Hydra, slap stats on it, have a big Hydra to stay alive, and look for the Hoggers or the Elisas. Patchwork, I'm sorry, you have to remain F tier. I don't think your buddy is ever impactful enough to justify the fact that you have no hero power, but just a little bit extra health. Now Pyramid, at first I thought Pyramid was going to be really bad, but I think people have convinced me that there is actually a lot of potential in the buddy. It has only 6 attack, it's a neutral, so it'll be hard to scale scale it up, but you can easily indeed stack the health and it's going to be at 100 HP very soon. And for example, Battle Master, if that is played, all the health from the Battle Master just goes straight onto the buddy. So I could see the buddy helping you snowball into higher tiers and then figuring out what the hell you're doing. If you play, let's say, a Lil Rat comp, right, a bunch of elementals, you're going to scale up your board, all the health from that scaling goes onto the buddy, and the buddy's attack will be scaled because it, like, buffs from the elementals will eventually land onto that buddy. So I could see it working out sometimes. I'm not going to put it any higher than B tier though, because I don't have that much faith. Queen Wagtoggle, I also originally wanted to put an F tier, but I started thinking of a cool thing you can do, and that is you stay on tier 1 by the good tribes. Like, let's say for demons you have Trickster, let's say for max you have Pubbot, and then some other random cards, and you just don't buy elementals. And as soon as you go to your buddy, you just cycle Elemental and Refreshing Anomaly. So you get 3 rolls. Elemental costs 1 gold for double buffs, and you just scale up your board better than Kaligos pretty much, because you should be able to play more elementals on tier 1 with those two instead of just battle cries on higher tiers. The only issue is it's a tier 4 buddy, it will be rather hard to get, but if you stay down and just hero power every turn, you also have that tempo from your hero power that should help you win your fights and just be strong until you get your buddy online. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's a theory I have, which is why I'm gonna put it in B tier, and I'm definitely gonna try it out. If it doesn't work, I'll put it back into F tier. Rafam, I think, got a really great buddy as well. Just stealing an extra card every turn. It's another free card that you get every turn, which is just massive. It's a 6/6 body that you get early on. Rafam is gonna be a lot better than he is right now. And now Ragnaros, this might be another hot take, but I'm gonna put him S tier, probably right around here. Like, doubling the effects, there's so many applications. Again, Light Fang, Matrix, your hero power works, so you get already 3+6+6 a turn, which is already better than, for example, Edora's buddy. It works with Major Domo, which I forgot about, and then you just have like Master of Realities that scales with it. Too many applications. There's so much potential to just snowball and high roll the entire lobby. I actually think Reg is gonna be in a good spot if you can consistently get your hero power online. If the meta is gonna be very tempo heavy, then maybe Rag won't survive. Rakanishu, I'm just gonna dump this in C. I don't think it's quite F tier. I think the buddy is still like better tempo than most of these F tier heroes, but it's just a bad hero still overall. Rat King is just gonna join over here as well. Now, I do see the potential of the free rolls, and I know that if you have, you know, you buy the tribe from your shop, you get your free rolls still. And people said me, yeah, you can always try and get the free rolls, but you are not even getting that much value out of that. Like, you have to buy shitty cards sometimes just to get the buff from the hero power, and that's all you do the entire game. All value you have is sometimes +2/+2 into extra cards. That is not great compared to other things. Reno, I'll still put B tier. He still has a good hero power. He can still just triple into something hero power and snowball the lobby. His buddy is okay. I don't think it's amazing because it's not permanent that you gold on something. That's really important. So you can just slap it on a board for some tempo and just wait with your hero power for a while. So I think he's gonna be alright. I'll still take him. Now Sorfeng. I think Sorfeng got an amazing hero power. I'm gonna put him mid B tier though, because even though his hero power is pretty good compared to what other heroes do, it still doesn't quite compare, but I can definitely see him win some lobbies now. Scabs, I don't think this needs an explanation, but Scabs is just gonna be S tier, mainly because of his hero power. The buddy again is alright. It just steals like a buddy every turn. There's useless buddies that you can steal. There are also some great buddies that you can steal, maybe with some cool hidden interactions. But I mean, his hero power is still gonna be like just as great as it is now, if not even better. Shudderwock, I'll put S tier just because Shudderwock will always be broken as long as he's in the game with Shudderlings and tokens exist in their current form, and his buddy isn't bad either. It just gives you more battle cries, so you could even either stay on one and farm multiple tokens, or you go to higher tiers and just snowball battle cries with Bran and just go nuts. I think he got slightly better. Silas Darkmoon, I think people are overrating this. Like, you get a little bit of gold extra. That doesn't make too much sense to me. Now Sindargosa, getting free cards is good. I'm gonna put her BT now. I think she used to be C or F, but just getting, again, targeted free cards every turn, I will take it. Sneed also slightly moved up. I think Sneed still has a terrible hero power, but the buddy is pretty flexible, has some cool meme potential as well. It just copies a death rattle on the board. It's a mech itself, so you can keep it and build around it. Yeah, we'll see what people come up with, but I'm not gonna rate it anything higher than C tier. Thompson is still trash, but it's no longer the worst hero in the game because, well, some other heroes got done dirty. And I think the buddy is like still great tempo, but that's literally all Tamsin has. Just a big body. Yeah, just a big body. period. Now Savjz, the new hero that can aim, I think is pretty high up. The crab that they get, which just puts stats from your, the damage dealt from your hero power onto adjacent cards, doesn't scale. It is, only for the turn, but it's amazing tempo. It works with Jaraxxus, then it does scale, and I think it's just a flexible hero with a bunch of utility. You can play around him late game, but I see him being played quite often, yeah. That's Grain Main. I don't think she needs an explanation as to why she is A tier. I'm not gonna put her S tier just because, again, I don't think she compares to all of these. Caps is still a better version of Taz, I would say. Depending on the meta, of course, if you can stay alive longer, then Taz should be better because she can yoink a lot more stuff. But her buddy is the same as Cap's buddy. Sometimes you high roll, sometimes you low roll. It's still gonna, snowball and completely obliterate lobbies, and it's still gonna get top 8 if people play her too greedy. Dekkster, I think, has one of the worst buddies as well. Your buddy is literally just Battle Cry, gain 1 more Dark Moon prize. And as we know, Yog's buddy can give you 3 prizes if you spin the wheel. It's just so bad. Toki, I'll put top of C tier. She was almost B tier, but I think, the buddy is really good. It's basically just getting a triple. Like, you play this card and it discovers from higher tiers. There's other heroes that do the same and have a better hero power, or can just out high roll that. So I think Toki's hero power is still too much randomness, so very inconsistent. I think Toki can win lobbies now, which is why she's C tier and not F tier, almost B tier. But not consistent enough. And this new hero, I'm still learning the names, but they got health for Avenge too with their buddy. They also got, health swapping with the 0 gold hero power. I'll put bottom of C. I don't see that ever being good. Like, Avenge getting plus health is fine early game, that is it. Like, you don't even trigger your Avenge anymore after you buff up the health. And your hero power is so situational. No, I don't like it that much. The only thing I see is Targosa, Trickster, McCawcom, just like Vol'jin. Talking about Vol'jin, I'll put him top of C tier. I don't think he improved much. His buddy is still like decent tempo. Obviously, like, you put the attack from that card onto adjacent cards, so you can, swap attack or stats onto it and then have it go into 2 more bodies, but that is also not insanely high impact. I would still prefer doing Targosa, Trickster stuff with Vol'jin to win a lobby. Cirilla, I think, became even better. She's already very consistent at what she does, which is finding triples, getting a lot of tempo, and now she gets even more like rapid scaling with it. We did the math. I think about 33% of cards in the game have health equal to their attack, so when playing those, they will buff the buddy +2/+2, and it's a 2-star. Like, you get it really early. Cirilla is just gonna be in a good spot still. Top of A. Now, Yogg got a really insane buddy. First of all, it's fun because you spin a wheel. It is random. The power level also is pretty high of the wheel, but don't forget the hero power is still not great. The hero power is good tempo, and that's it. Like, early on, it is fine for economy and some tempo, but there's a reason Yogg is bad right now. His hero power doesn't change and doesn't get better next patch. Just the buddy bumps it up to A tier, I think. Then we have HysteriA. She'll still kind of be the same hero she is right now. I think she got a little bit worse. Right now, I put her A tier, and I'm gonna put her B because her buddy isn't great. Her buddy doesn't like do that much. It gives you a little bit extra stats in the mid game, which is you don't necessarily need, I think. So you will just still play for promo Drakes and Targosos and have the same gameplay. You will still win lobbies with high roll dragons, but you're not necessarily keeping up with the existing power level or the raising power level in this patch. Then we have Yashiraj, and I think I was incredibly wrong about this hero. I'm putting them in A tier. I thought this was a really bad one. It's basically the tier 3 guy that gives you +4/+4 stats on whatever you summon, but I can't wait to just power level every turn, hero power, whatever I summon with hero power also gets a +4/+4 buff, and to just fill my board with strong cards from that tier, give +4/+4 on everything, and then just find something to do. It's something high rolly. This hero I can just level straight to 6, I think. Last but not least, Savjz. I'll put bottom of B. I think he has potential, has a decent buddy, but as of right now in this meta, as we can see, Savjz is pretty slow. It is good to have guaranteed triples, but everyone almost has guaranteed triples by staying down on tier 1 and just getting the tokens and all the 1-drops. That isn't gonna change. The buddy helps you with finding, anything for a triple, so you could just look for good cards on tier 3. You could power level now maybe, but they have no tools to survive still. I think they will be playable, but just belong here. Okay, that's the full tier list. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to download it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you enjoyed this kind of content. Thank you for watching. I'm super hyped for the patch. I'll see you guys then, and have a good day.